All right, so as I start this video, which is a great article from Zero Hedge, they're showing the Freddie Mac 30-year fixed mortgage. I'm gonna put this up real quick. This chart to show you from January 2014 to what's about to be January 2016. Clearly, in the next few days, where interest rates were looked like around 4.5%, January 2014, and clearly have gone down, and all of a sudden, a massive spike takes place. Now, this is interesting to me because if you look right where my mouse is here, this is approximately December of last year, 2015, to January 2016. And we do see this little spike, and this is when what happened? The Federal Reserve raised rates 0.25%. So we had this little teeny tiny little spike. It was nothing. It was like 3.8 to 4.0 almost, or 3.7 to maybe 3.95, whatever. A little blip. They do the same thing, and this even started before December. So we had this at the end, and in January, rates started rising drastically. And then, of course, we have them talk about raising the rates, and then you see this little curve here, boop, up, back up. They're rising more. I just did this Webbot report. Just did the Webbot report where it talked about bad news for housing. And I don't know how far out in the future it was talking about when it said there's going to be banks so strapped for money, cash in their bank, and they're going to have a lot of foreclosed properties that they've socked up all these years. And rather than just put them out for sale, we're going to make it a fire sale to anybody who's got cash. If you can buy this house with cash, you'll get an even bigger discount. And the discount's already low enough because we need money bad. And since the interest rates are high, we already understand the price is super low anyways. So this is proof in your face. This is what this is. This is hardcore evidence. The housing market, I warned everybody, been warning you guys over and over and over again. Every time I see something, boom, here it is. Another one, boom, here it is. I can't tell you this enough. Like I said recently, if you're thinking about getting a house or getting out, selling your house, especially the selling your house part, you need to do it yesterday. The buying part, that's debatable because there's some fire sales coming in the future. But what's the interest rate going to be for those who can't buy cash? That's the other part of it. Anyways, article. Pending home sales tumble as surging mortgage rates paralyze housing market. 1 month ago, even before Zero Hedge said, article, recent surge in mortgage rates to highest level since April 2014, recent surge in mortgage rates to the highest level since April 2014. We noted that pending home sales had stalled, rising and barely positive 0.2%, and well below the expected, a number which was predicted by Zero Hedge, set for much more pain in the months ago. Moments ago, this prediction was confirmed when NAR reported that November pending home sales plunged to their lowest level in nearly a year, sliding 2.5% in the month, well below the 0.5% consensus forecast and below the lowest minus 1.5% estimate, as the brisk upswing in mortgage rates and not enough inventory dispirited some would-be buyers. And I'm here to tell you, recently I've just been browsing around on Zillow for myself, just thinking, if I were to look out, I'm just interested. What's out there now? What kind of properties? There's stuff like where I don't have to move far. That's a little bit out in the country from here, but still close enough to be almost to the city. That's really what I'd like to have. And I'm just curious, what's out there? I understand housing prices are reaching their all-time highs recently, and I would not go out and buy one right now. But I wanted to look. And when I looked, it says, show the history, pricing history of this house. And it would say on this year it was listed, it sold on this year, relisted, taken down, listed again, changed the price. It's got all this information. And I'm noticing quite a few pending sale, and then it's relisted. Pending sale relisted after that. Pending sale, relisted, different houses. Which means what? Pending sale means we want the house, we got it, can we get it? Nope. It's falling through for some reason. All of a sudden. Because I'm noticing a lot of the pending is like now, very recently. It's at the top of the list, the most recent thing. Pending, and then it didn't happen. Only the Northeast saw monthly and annual pending sales gains last month. The pending home sale index, a forward-looking indicator based on contract signings, declined 2.5% to 107.3 in November from 110 in October. After last month's decrease in activity, the index is now 0.4% below last November, which was 107.7, and is at its lowest reading since January. According to the NAR's perpetually cheerful chief economist, Lawrence Yun, the ongoing supply shortages and the surge in mortgage rates took a small bite out of pending sales in November. Quote, the budget of many prospective buyers last month was dealt an abrupt hit by the quick ascension of rates immediately after the election, he said. Already faced with climbing home prices and minimal listings in the affordable price range, fewer home shoppers in most of the country were successfully able to sign a contract. And if the rates rise again, then what? It'll be this 2.0. And then when they rise even more, it'll be this 3.0. It gets worse. With 2017 at the doorstep, Yun says higher borrowing costs somewhat cloud the outlook for the housing market. This was evident in NAR's most recent home survey, which found that confidence among renters about now being a good time to buy has diminished since the beginning of the year. The good news, according to Yun, is that the impact of higher rates will be partially neutralized by stronger wage growth as a result of the 2 million new job additions expected next year. Oh, sure. Yeah, that's going to happen. They'll be partially neutralized. And Mr. Yun, when they're not neutralized because the rates keep rising, then what? Then you just produced fake news, my friend. Healthy local job markets amidst tight supply means many areas will remain competitive with prices on the rise. Those rushing to lock in a rate before they advance even higher will probably have few listings to choose from, he said. Some buyers will have to expand the area of their home search or be forced to delay in order to save a little more money for their down payment. Existing home sales are still expected to close out 2016 at a pace of around 5.42 million, which will eclipse 2015 of 5.25 million, as the highest since 2006, which was 6.48 million. Now, what's interesting about that? 2006 was the all-time high in the market. And what happened after that? Housing crash of epic proportions. So we have a trend. 2015 was the highest since then. Then 2014. So 2014 happens. 2016 is better. 2016, they're saying, is going to be even better. It's going to be the best, it's saying, since 2006. Which means what? I wonder what happened next. Housing market crash. And let's remember, if that was 06, it took 2 more years, actually 3, because it was really late 2008 and into 2009 when the crash really occurred. So you might say, well, 2017, 18, 19, 20. In the year 2020, we'll have fire sale prices. But I've got a question for you. What if this happens a little bit sooner, a little bit more rapid? You might have fire sale prices in a year and a half, 2 years. Maybe even next year. We'd have no idea what they're going to do with the interest rates. Much more robust new home construction is needed to relieve inventory shortages and lessen the affordability pressures present throughout the country, he said. The geographic breakdown showed pervasive weakness by region. Expect much more pain for housing, which, as Mark Hansen noted recently, is the least affordable it has been for buyers who need a mortgage in the coming months, which will promptly spill over into all other areas of the economy. So, about that house. Again, if you can get out of it and you've been wanting, we were going to sell next summer. Too late. My opinion, it is an opinion, but my opinion, you're too late. As Swiper the Fox used to tell Dora the Explorer when my kids were younger, when he would snatch something up from him, you're too late. You'll never get your apple now. Well, guess what? You're too late. You'll never sell your house now for what you wanted right now. You're going to have to come way down. Got a sneaky suspicion they're going to raise those rates finally. And like the Federal Reserve said, we're going to do it. We plan on doing it 3 or 4 times in 2017. And they said the same thing last year, but they never did. This time could be different. Again, those pensioners are getting slaughtered with these low rates. They have to do something. The question is when. That we all must stay tuned for to find out. Take care.